Good morning again, viewers, and welcome back to my channel. Now this morning I'm going to make a hot milk sponge cake. And I do not know how many of you are familiar with this precious little recipe book from my youth years, if I can put it like that. But this is a recipe book that my dear mum used to always use. And that was sort of the only recipe book she had. And the chocolate cake from that book is just priceless. So in this mixing bowl, I have beaten 2 eggs until they were nice and fluffy. And then I've gradually added a cup of sugar and beaten until it is now this pale yellowish color. To this, in this little bowl of mine, I've got a cup of cake flour, 3 tablespoons of cocoa, a pinch of salt, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So this I'm just going to mix. You can sieve it as well if you want to, then at least the cocoa doesn't make lumps, but normally that's okay. So I just add that to my mix. Just get my spatula. In this little saucepan of mine, I've got half a cup of milk and 63 milliliters of butter. And I've heated the milk. I'm now just mixing this egg and sugar mix with my flour. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla essence to that. And I'm going to add the hot milk and butter mix. And then just slowly and carefully stir it in and mix it. And this was when my mum used to make this recipe. I've not only half the recipe because it's only my husband and I don't need to make a proper 2-layer chocolate cake. But when I was a child and my mum made this cake for birthdays and so on, I would be the lucky winner of licking the bowl. And to me, that was always the best. Now, if you make this like a full recipe, you will be able to bake 2 of these cake tins. Will be sufficient for a nice and well-risen cake. So I'm still just mixing it properly. And once I've done that, I'm just going to pour the mixture into my prepared tin and scrape out all the good bits. All the mixture, and I'm going to bake it in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius. And the baking time varies. And just all the air bubbles, give it a nice good shake, and I'm going to pop it in the oven and I will show you at the end what it looks like. Right, now you can see how lovely this hot milk sponge has turned out. It is soft to the touch. Look the nice height. No sharp point or sunk in the middle. Now today I want to try something different when it gets to the icing. I've got my piping bag, and in this bowl of mine I have pre-mixed normal butterscotch pudding. So I'm going to try and see how this is going to turn out. I don't want to use icing sugar because the people I'm giving the cake to, they don't like icing sugar. So I'm trying something new. I have once before made for them a cake with cream and caramel that I've mixed. So that can also work, but I thought I'll try something different today. Just to try something new. Put it like that. So let's see if I can maybe pipe some roses. Oh, and just look, beautiful. I think they're going to be super impressed. So it's just a normal packet. Instead of the 450 milliliters of milk that you normally make it with, I have just used 350 milliliters of milk. So I wonder whether I can try and go around again. Let's see. So just cover the entire top of the cake with as much of the pudding as you can. If there's left over, let me just scrape this bowl for the last bit, maybe I can make a plan. I'm also going to sprinkle a bit of just crushed chocolate, the flake that I've got. I'm just going to sprinkle that on top too for just a nicer look. And as I said, you can use any icing. You can even make a lemon cake from this, an orange cake, if you just leave out the cocoa and you use some lemon essence or something like that if you want to. The choice is entirely you, or even lemon peel or orange peel that you can use too. So squeeze out this last little bit, then we've got the entire cake covered. And those mistakes there we're going to cover up. I'm just getting the chocolate. Now I've crushed the flake before, so I'm just going to sprinkle it from the packet. The crushed bits of chocolate. And I'll clean my presentation plate just now. So I hope this will not be too sweet, but it will still give a wonderful effect, I think. So you must enjoy. If you think that this is something that can work for you, please like this post and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you tomorrow again for a brand new recipe.